Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens. I'm the author of the Tanyuin Academy series, and this is English Nerd. So today I was trying to think of what video I could do in honor of Shakespeare's birthday, which is coming up this Saturday, April 23rd. I feel like we should all do something. I have an entire video of ideas about how to celebrate Shakespeare's birthday. He also died on April 23rd, so even if you hate Shakespeare, it's a day to do something kind of fun and Shakespeare related. And so I settled on just doing a video about one of his sonnets. Now, admittedly, I'm much more a fan of his plays than his sonnets, but obviously it takes much longer to unpack a play than it does a poem that's 14 lines long. So I chose one of my favorites. It is Sonnet 23, and I'm just going to walk through Sonnet 23 with you. Same disclaimer as all the other analysis videos that I've done. If you're writing a paper or something about this, then make sure to do your own investigation on top of what I'm doing. Don't just, mooch on the things that I say. But hopefully you enjoy this poem and get something out of this video. All right, here is Sonnet 23, one of my favorites, and one that can be a little bit tricky to understand at first. So let's walk through it. We can tell, of course, that it's a sonnet because we have 14 lines and we have the Shakespearean rhyme scheme. So A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. I'm not going to mark those things because those are pretty much understood. I have a whole video about how to read Shakespearean sonnets, and I think I used Sonnet 12 as my main example there. So I'll link that down below. So it begins this way. As an unperfect actor on the stage, who with his fear is put besides his part, or some fierce thing replete with too much rage, whose strength's abundance weakens his own heart. So I, for fear of trust, forget to say the perfect ceremony of love's right. So I went all the way to here. Normally I would do a quatrain, which is just, the first 4 lines, but this is all introductory to the main part of what he's trying to say, which happens here. So I, and then I is the main subject of this whole sentence, which goes all the way to the end of the second quatrain, but we'll deal with that in just a moment. So it begins this way. As an unperfect actor on the stage, we have as, which means that we have a simile comparison. So I am being compared to an unperfect actor on the stage who with his fears put besides his part. So he's afraid, he's not doing well, he's on the stage, and so put besides his part is an odd way of putting it, but it's that his stage fright essentially is messing him up here as he's trying to act, right? So we have simile number 1. Or some fierce thing replete with too much rage. Replete just means full, full to bursting, basically, with too much rage, whose strength's abundance weakens his own heart. So we have this fierce thing, it has too much rage, and so its own heart is kind of weakened because it's so full of emotion. So here we have somebody who's too full of fear. Here we have another example, it's too full of rage. And in both cases, it makes them both ineffective. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. So I, for fear of trust, so he also associates himself with this too much fear, forget to say at the perfect ceremony of love's right. So the language here, the diction, suggests this almost religious importance to what he should be able to do, but let's finish the second quatrain here. And in mine own love's strength, so he has fear and he has love too much. And in my own love's strength seemed to decay, or charged with burden of mine own love's might. This is just an old way of writing burden, so it's not something brand new. So he's overcharged with love, he's overcharged with fear of trust, even though he should be able to express his love, and it's an important thing for him to do, he's unable to do it. It seems almost like his love, it appears to decay. It's just there's too much of it, and so it makes him ineffective, just like the actor and then some fierce thing become ineffective because of their emotion, right? Okay, then we have our volta, our turn. Oh, let my books be, then, the eloquence and dumb presagers of my speaking breast, who plead for love and look for recompense more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. Okay, so here's the turn. He starts off with the problem, as many sonnets do, and then here he starts to give the solution. So, what happens when he's too ineffective to express his love in person? He says that let my books be then the eloquence. So this poem, it becomes kind of meta. This poem is going to be the eloquence that expresses the love that he has. Dumb presagers. Okay, so presagers I've looked up in the past. I feel like that's kind of like a harbinger, something that kind of heralds in something that's coming in the future, but man, I should have double checked that and looked that up before doing this video. So double check that. So these books are going to plead for love and look for recompense more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. So he's unable to speak it, but he is able to write the plea for love, the expression of love that he feels like he needs to do. So then he ends, here he's addressing his own books, let my books be then the eloquence, and then here he's addressing his beloved. So, oh, learn to read what silent love hath writ. So his love is technically silent, but it is written down. To hear with eyes belongs to love's fine wit. This is a golden line here. To hear with eyes, that is an example of synesthesia, which is describing one sense in terms of another. And it's a pretty lofty way of using language. Ray Bradbury does this a lot. Shakespeare does it sometimes. So to hear with eyes belongs to love's fine wit. So wit is associated with both writing and speaking, and he says, okay, the intelligence, the communication that love has, it can handle hearing with eyes. It can hear what I'm trying to say just by reading this poem. So I've had a lot of students be confused about this beginning part. Is this person an actor? But if you look at the language, he has two similes. He describes his problem, he comes up with a solution, and then he begs his beloved to read what he's written and let that express his love for him. So that was Sonnet 23. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell. There is a lot going on with this channel and big changes coming up, so definitely be involved there. All right, I'll see you next Monday. Bye.